Carrying on in our differentiation for functions of two variables series, or partial differentiation, we're now going to be looking at the chain rule. Now the chain rule is a very easy rule to use, it's just the mathematics which is really hard. So I've done quite a lot of the math, as we'll see later on, so this video shouldn't take too long, and I'm not going to go over stuff we've already covered. So what we've got is we have a function here of x and y, which you can see, and for this function we have x is also a function of two variables, and in this case y is a function of the same two variables, and it wants us to find the function, the derivative of a function with respect to r and the derivative of the function with respect to theta. So this might look a little bit hard, but first thing you want to do, see what I've done here, and I say we've done this many times before, so we won't go over this again, which is just find the derivatives with respect to each of the variables. So f with x and f with y, which is actually the same thing. X with r, x with theta, y with r, and y with theta. If you want to just pause the video and have a look, do them for yourselves, you can do, but we've been over that in the past few videos, so it shouldn't be a problem. And what we've got to do, very simply, is you have to find two different results. So you have to find f with respect to r, and f with respect to r is going to be, this pen's running out, f with respect to r is going to be, you do f with respect to x by x with respect to r plus f with respect to y by y with respect to r, and then you can also find f of theta, just like when we're doing f for x and y we find two different ones. For this we also find two different ones, so you find f with respect to x again, and now just x with respect to theta, plus f with respect to x by by y with respect to theta. And that's all you do, right? Now that seems very easy. We're going to go through some of the mathematics now. And there's two stages in the mathematics which actually matter, mainly, and the rest of it's just rearranging. So, what I'll do, so I'll go through it sort of step by step. When I get to the main bit, I'll post a link of the time if you want to skip the rest of the mathematics. So, what I've done is I've written out our rule which we had, which I'm just going to put to the side there, up at the top with f with respect to r. So each of our variables are in there, you can see, from what we found here. I simplified it by taking out the 2. And then this is the important bit, so I'll put the link there now, which is where you sub in the values for x is r cos theta and y is r sin theta, which is what we have here. And then from here on out is just rearranging. So if you want to see the maths, I'll go over it very quickly. Subbed in my values, multiplied out my brackets, and then factorised for r, took that outside this brackets, used cos theta plus sin theta equals 1, and 2 cos theta sin theta equals sin 2 theta. Put that in, forgot the second bracket there, and then I've just simplified that down a bit to take the r out of both terms, and then that's our f of r. And the same thing the other one, we've got a similar equation to start with, and then we just went through and simplified it, taking out the 2 again, putting the values for x and y again, taking out r's in both cases, so this is r squared, and remember we have cos theta minus sin theta here now, multiplied out the brackets, and in this case, just here, we've got cos theta sin theta minus cos theta sin theta, so those two cancel, and again we've got the cos theta minus, well this time it's cos theta minus sin theta. Simplified that down to that. Cos theta minus sin theta is cos 2 theta. So finally, f of theta equals that. And that's our result. So what we can find from this then is we can then go ahead and say that f with respect to r then is equal to 2r1 plus sine 2 theta, and f with respect to theta equals 2r squared cos 2 theta. Now notice this was a particularly hard one mathematically, but if you actually have a look, the rule is very, very easy. Everything you've learnt in maths before is what you'll need for simplifying this problem. So as I said, it's very easy to do, it's just the maths which is a bit difficult. It's in stuff you already know. So that's it. Find all your derivatives that you're going to need, apply this rule here, and then just simplify, and don't forget you can simplify it right to this form, but then always, if you've got any x's and any y's, just substitute those in at the last stage, so it's a function of the variables which we're solving for here. You don't want functions of 4 variables going on there. And that's all for this video. So, if you want to see the last one in the series, go ahead and click there. If you want to see my next video in the series, click there. And if you just want to see generally more from my channel, just go ahead and click down there at the bottom.